Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today along with Mint Hill Tina. And we are in the kitchen today, friends and neighbors, and we are going to be making some pickles. We're actually making 3 different sweet pickle recipes today. 2 sweet pickles and 1 bread and butter, which they're kind of sweet too. And we're going to kind of show you what we're doing. And I think Mint Hill Tina is going to probably put the recipes down below, because you're probably not going to be able to follow along with exactly what I'm doing here, because I'm going to be moving fast, guys, okay? So here we go. Bring the camera down right quick. First of all, show the good people what we picked from the garden today. Friends, it's that time of year where we're still getting some squash, because about a week from now, we ain't going to be getting any of this. And the tomatoes are coming in. We still got cucumbers coming in. They ain't going to be much longer. And we got okra coming in, guys. And this will be like coming in good for the next month. This will be coming in good for the next couple months too. But a real good picking today. Guys, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but we have really been preserving food this year. We have filled up a chest freezer with green beans and zucchini and squash, okay? And now we're getting ready to get our tomatoes. We're going to start canning some tomatoes here soon. For tomato sauce and chili throughout the winter. And we're going to find some way of preserving okra, okay? We're going to do some experimentation. I got to do a little research on that, because I like it fried. I know we can batter it and then put it on a cookie sheet and then freeze it, but I'd rather preserve it for some healthier solutions as well. So we're going to do a little research on that. And if you have a comment, if any of y'all know how to do it, just leave me a comment down below. All right, first of all, let's get back. I'm getting sidetracked here. We got this bread and butter recipe. Inside this bowl here is a concoction of, tell the good people what it is there, Tina.
Okay, we've got, and we will put the full ingredients and recipe down below. Mm-hmm. But this is sugar, yellow mustard seeds, ground turmeric, celery seeds, and ground cloves.
All right. It smells delicious. I'll tell you what, it surely does. And so in this pot here, I'm going to go ahead. We got apple cider vinegar. And I think you told me that it was 3 cups?
Correct.
So we got our little measuring thing here. Guys, you can watch as I do this. Well, let's see here. That's 2 cups. We'll go ahead and pour it on in our pot here. And we need another cup. Man, that smells like feet and butt.
Oh my goodness. Now this is a recipe that we actually found online, but we've kind of added our own little spin to it.
Vinegar is not one of my favorite things to smell. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, at least apple cider vinegar smells better than the other.
All right, now this little thing here, I'm going to get 1 cup of water. So slide it out of the way. Let me get over here to the sink. Might not want to film over here near my sink. I probably need to do some cleaning. Anyway, we got some water here. That's 1. I need a little bit more. A little bit more water. Let me turn around here. 1 cup of water, friends and neighbors. All right, I'm actually going to move it back. Let me go ahead and pour this on in here. So let me get this going, okay? I'm probably going to need this wooden handle that just magically appeared in my hand. All right, so we got that in there. All right, there we go. We're going to save this bowl because we got 2 more recipes we're going to be doing here in a little bit, guys. I'm going to put this back on the back burner if we can get this towel. We don't want to
bring it to a boil over medium-high heat.
Yep. All right, so which I always get it mixed up. It's this one. Yeah, right? So we're going to put it on number 6 there, guys, and we're just going to let that percolate along a little bit. We'll pause the camera for now, and we'll bring you back here shortly. Okay, folks, here is the cucumbers that we cut up. 2 pounds of cucumbers, 1 red bell pepper, and was it a half an onion?
Half of like a medium onion.
Okay, and then we covered this in kosher salt. How much was that?
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons, and you just kind of fluffed it up around
pickling salt or kosher salt.
Yeah, we couldn't find pickling salt today. And look here, you'll see that
we've already emptied it once.
And we've already emptied this once. Can you see the fluid on the bottom of it there?
Yeah, some.
Okay, because what the reason that you do this is to draw the moisture out of the cucumbers, okay? And earlier, it actually, if we can hold this up here, it was actually fluid up to about where my finger tip is going across there, okay? And I told her just go ahead, let's drain it now, and then if there's any more, we'll drain it later. So it looks like we've got the majority of it out. As you'll see there is some running out there. See it getting ready to come out there? I don't know if you can. But we have gained some more moisture that we're gonna strain off of here.
And this is to help them to be crunchier.
Yep. Exactly, to help the pickles be more crunchy, and that's always a good thing when you're dealing with pickles. So I'm gonna get all these in here. And so now we're just gonna let that kind of drain the best we can, and they also recommend that you kind of towel dry.
Do not rinse.
Do not rinse. Them. Just tap them and try to get any other excess moisture off of here. Now we will continue to kind of fluff things around. Friends, my hands are clean. I did just wash my hands. And I've been washing jars and everything else. I've probably washed my hands like 8 times in the last hour getting ready for all this. Okay. Hand me another paper towel if you can. It's clean. And we're just going to do this just a little bit more. And then we'll move everything into this,
put it
back into this bowl here. So we're just going to keep kind of getting any excess moisture off there as we can. Just going to put it in the bowl. We might be able to get at it a little bit better. Okay. And we'll just tap a little bit more off of there as we go. Okay guys, so that's that little process. And let me just remind you that this mixture sat in the refrigerator for 3 hours, okay? And it drew all that moisture out of there. Okay, so we'll show you the next step. Okay friends, hey, we're back here at the table now for our next step. We've got our cucumber mixture over here. We have our 4 jars here. I just took them out of the oven, had them at 200 degrees, just keep it nice and warm and sterilizing. I hand washed these earlier, okay? And now we're going to use this stuff here that is made by Ball. It's called Pickle Crisp, and this is actually calcium chloride, okay? And the recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon per jar, okay? Now I don't have an eighth of a measuring cup, so I'm gonna use about 1/2 of a 1/4 teaspoon here for each jar. And we're just gonna put it right on in each jar. Now I could put that like in the mixture, but then you never know what might end up or in the brine, and you might not get enough in each one, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna put one in each jar, just like that. Just like the guy on the YouTube video told me to do, all right? So we got those ready, and now it's time to start packing each one. And I guess just use my hands, right? Is that okay? All right, just make sure that's okay with MintHill, Tina.
As long as they're clean.
They're clean. I've been doing this stuff all day. So, and those jars are nice and warm too, guys. They are warm to the touch. And we're just going to shove these things on down here. Wow, they're getting a little stuffed in there. I need something to kind of poke at them with.
All right.
Let's pause the camera right quick. Hey guys, I decided to just go ahead and do like the guy did in the video. He just packed it into jars without the funnel. We just got to make sure we wipe our rim really good when we're done.
These look really pretty.
They do. They are pretty. And we're going to pack them on in here. I think we're going to get them all in here just about. I thought we was going to need another jar, but maybe not. We might not get everyone in here. But, okay. So we're going to keep doing this, guys, and we'll show you the next step. Okay, guys, we're back over here at the stove. We got our brine here. We're waiting for it to come to a boil. So we're over here just stirring up. We don't want anything to burn on the bottom. So we'll just keep working with this for a little while. Okay, guys, this has actually come to a nice boil here. So I'm actually going to pull it off the heat. I'm going to put this off. I'm going to slide it off here. I'm going to cover it and just let it cool off a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and then pour it on into our hot jars. All right, guys, it's getting to the fun time. All right, now we're getting ready to put this hot brine into these jars here. We're going to fill these babies up, and it'll be time to cap them and do our water bath, okay? So let me put this here. We want to do this without making too big a mess. Kind of stir this up as we go. Boy, it's going to be good. And what we want to do is fill this to about, let me show you, about a 1/2 inch of headspace, which is about this ring right here, okay? That bottom ring right there is about what you want to do, okay? I think we're going to have definitely enough mixture here for these quart-sized jars. So guys, I'm gonna finish filling these right quick, and then I'll show you our next little step here, how we get the air bubbles out of there. Okay guys, now we're gonna use this little canning tool here to help get the air pockets out. So just take this and slide it down on each side of the jar, and make sure there's not any air pockets there, because if there was, and once you canned it or put it in a water bath, it would drop your level of water or liquid mixture down in the jar, okay? So we want to go ahead and get the air pockets out now. And then if we do have one, we can top off with our brine. I think that one actually went down, didn't it? You see that one? I think it did.
Like they've gone down some.
I believe they did. Okay. All right, so I think we need to do a little topping off now, guys. Let me just kind of push these back down like they were, and kind of see where they're at. Yeah, they're definitely a little low. Let's see if I can do it without the funnel. Maybe I can see a little bit better.
I really like these wide mouth
I do
jars
too.
for this.
Yeah. Wide mouth, we actually can some green beans with them as well. They're better for things that are larger, like pickles, if you got them like in spears, or if you're doing them whole. You know, you definitely do better with the wide mouth jars. I think that's about good right there. We're going to cap these babies off. Okay folks, for our final step here, I've had my jar lids and rings sitting here in some warm water, in the same water that I'm going to do the water bath. I'm going to set this over here out of the way for now. And I'll talk a little bit about that basket. If you're going to do any canning or anything like blanching, this thing is perfect. And we'll get Mint Hill Tina to put a link down below for that. What I have here is just a paper towel that I wet, okay? I got it damp. And I'm going to go around the rim of all these jars, okay? We don't want any type of contaminant on the top of these jars that actually could prevent these things from sealing properly, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just clean them really good. Wipe them one more time. See, there's a little bit of liquid on there. Come off on there. So we're going to wipe it one more time. And then we will get our lids and put on here, okay? So now we got this same little cool tool that I was showing you that you get the air pockets out of. On the other end, it's a magnet. So you reach in here and you grab one of your lids, if you can. There we go, there's a lid. Go and put him on there. Here's another lid. Put him on there. I got a bunch of lids and rings. I got a little too many in here. I'm having to like fish around. Let's just go and pull some of these rings out. We're going to be using, like I told you guys, we're going to be doing 12 quarts here. That's why we got all these in there. Not 12 quarts, but 12 pints. All right, so there we go. So here's our 4. Make sure we got just 4. We ain't got any of them stuck together. There we go. Okay, so we got them on here. Now let's take a ring on each one, and all we want to do, just like that, guys, finger tight. Not any tighter than that right there, okay? Go around on here, just like that. And I learned the hard way when I done some green beans last year for the first time. I cranked them down, I put my muscles on there, you know. I used to be a weightlifter. I cranked that sucker down on there, almost stripped the threads on it. Put that thing in a pressure cooker, and when it got done, these lids were all buckled up, okay? Because this thing, you got to have it where a little bit of air can't escape, okay? That's why you don't want to crank them down so tight. in case there's any pressure. All right, from now, here's what I'm going to do. Find my checker here. You want your water temperature here in your water bath. I'm just going to use my 12-quart stainless pan here. I think all four, and I'm going to see what temperature this water is. I want it about 130, okay? Right now we're like 118, okay? So I am going to crank it up just a little bit, and we're going to give it a few minutes. We're going to get this up to about 130, and we're going to drop our jars in, okay? Put the camera on me so you can see my face when I'm telling them what to do. So we're going to get it about 130, put our jars in, and then we're going to bring our temperature up to about 180, okay? No hotter than 185. 180, 185, and we're going to let it cook in there for 30 minutes, okay? All right? Because I learned this really cool thing. Guys, I learned things from people on YouTube too, okay? And I was listening to this dude. It made a lot of good sense. He said when you go over 185 on the temperature, what was it he said it done to the pickles? He said something like it made them,
I don't know, but it made them softer.
Made them soft and mushy, okay?
Yeah.
So if you keep it within that temperature and just go a little bit longer in time, it actually does better, okay? So we're going to try that. This is our first time. Last time we made dill pickles, we actually probably had our water temperature up closer to boiling point. And they were a little soft. But anyway, it's just a little, we're going to try that, okay? All right, I'm through talking now. All right, friends, it's time to put them in the hot water, okay? I want to show you something. Bring the camera over here. Look down in here. You see that little red thing down in there? That's a little silicone thing that looks just like this right here. Because you don't want your jars sitting right on the bottom of the container. You want them to be up a little bit. So we're going to put 4 in here. So one to sit here, one to sit here, one to sit here and catch just the end of it. One to sit here so that none of them will be touching the bottom of the pot. All right, I'm just going to put them in by hand because they're not too hot right now. The water is at about 130 right now. So we're going to go ahead and put them all in here. And then we're going to crank it up and get the temperature up. And then we will, okay, see now we're a little bit low in water. You see that? I'm going to add a little bit of water from the tap water, but I want to go ahead and use hot water so that it won't have to work quite as hard to heat it up. So let me get this hot, nice and hot again. Okay, with some hot water from the tap, we're going to go ahead and make sure the water level is over the top of the jar. About an inch or so is usually good enough. And that'll be good right there. Okay, so now we're going to just go and bring the temperature on up. Let's see where we're at right now. It probably dropped us down a little bit. We've already cut the burner up on high. So we're looking at getting this temperature up to about 180, okay? And then when it hits 180, we'll start the timer for 30 minutes. Okay guys, we got our, we've already set our 30-minute timer. Notice we're about 185, 188, 190. Oh, we're getting a little bit hot here. So as it's doing that, I'm actually tweaking the temperature back down a little bit as I go. I'm going to try to keep it in that 180 to 185 range if I can, okay? We're still a little bit high, but I'll keep working with it. And we're going to let this go for about 30 minutes. Okay, the timer just went off, guys. So we're going to take our little handy dandy tool here that you use this way. See, this is the end that grabs the bottle. This is the handle up here. In case you don't know, it's like black like that. Actually, Mint Hill Tina thought I was holding it the wrong way. All right, here we go. We are pulling these out now, guys. Look at them. Those are looking pretty good, don't they?
And just so everyone knows, this recipe is also designed where if you are going to eat them within a month or two, you wouldn't need to do the water bath.
Yeah, you could just do like refrigerator pickles with them.
Yeah, it said just leave them in the refrigerator at least 24 hours, and the longer they stay in the refrigerator, the better the flavor. But
okay,
they can be quick ones also.
Awesome. I'm going to cut our water down just a little bit, and we're going to get ready to do our second batch. Okay, folks. Hey, now we're going to start our second recipe of the day that will be in this video. And this one here comes from us from Loretta Lynn herself. It was a Loretta Lynn cookbook that I got from my grandmother's house. And bring the camera on down. It's a pretty simple recipe. They're called mustard pickles. Okay, and we have Tina's going to help me along here because I can't remember how many.
4 cups of apple cider vinegar.
4 cups of apple cider vinegar. I hope we have enough left here, which I think we do. This is that stuff that smells like feet and mud.
Stop that.
Okay, we rinsed our pot out, so we're going to heat everything in the same pot here. There's 2 cups. And here is 2 more cups. And we're going to be about out here. Okay, there we go. 2 cups exactly. All right, we're pouring that into our pot. Let me put the lid back on this right quick. All right, now what's our next ingredient?
We have sugar.
Okay.
Half a cup of sugar with a half a teaspoon of pickling salt.
So there's pickling salt already in here?
Yes.
Sugar and pickling salt already mixed together.
And
add
then,
that to it.
A quarter cup of mustard. Just
Here we
regular yellow mustard.
The regular old yellow mustard right there, friends and neighbors.
And that's it. This is a very simple few ingredients. You don't need all those extra seasonings and spices.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what these taste like. We know Loretta Lynn grew up poor, grew up on the coal miner's daughter, you know what I mean? And so this is probably just a simple old recipe that she remembered from being a kid, you know, growing up there in Butcher Holler. We love Loretta Lynn. My daughter can sing most of her songs, so that's pretty cool that a young 20-something-year-old girl knows Loretta Lynn songs. All right, so is that all of our contents?
That's it. Bring it to a boil.
All right, guys, we're going to bring this to a boil. We're going to go ahead and put it back here on the back burner.
While we put the cucumbers in the jars.
Yep, we'll go ahead and go do that while this is warming up. So stay tuned. Okay, once again, I have taken hot jars out of the oven that have been sterilized and cleaned earlier. We're going to take our calcium chloride once again, 1/8 of a teaspoon. And we are going to put that in every jar. And this is what will help our pickles stay crisp. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And now, and guys, I just washed my hands again. I mean, this is like the 30th time today. Now, these are just cucumbers. There's no onion. There's no peppers or anything like that mixed in it. She did put the salt on them earlier and let them sit in the refrigerator also for 3 hours. And she has drained them and dried them off. So we're just going to start packing without the funnel, just like we did before. That seems to work better. I'll just wipe the rims off really good. And we're just going to keep on going here. Okay, folks, hey, this just started to boil our mixture here of the mustard and the vinegar and the sugar and the salt. And I'm just going to stir it up real good. And then we're going to pull it off of this burner. I'm going to cut this burner off. Looks like it finally got all that mustard kind of stirred out. I was wondering there for a little bit if the mustard was going to dissolve, but I guess once it gets to a boil, it dissolves pretty good. Okay, we're going to let that cool off just a little bit, and then we'll ladle it into our jars. Okay, for our mustard pickles here, we are going to go ahead and ladle this nice. Boy, that just went right on in there, didn't it?
Very yellow.
Yeah, very yellow looking. That's okay though. All right, we want about a 1/2 inch headspace, just like we talked about in the other one. So let me go ahead and get all these filled up. And we'll poke the air out and get them capped off. Okay, let me take the little poker here. We're going to go down in here and see if there's any air pockets around each one of them.
Let me see how much that takes.
These are definitely some interesting pickles with that yellowy mustard sauce. I can't wait to see what these taste like. I bet they're going to be great.
much that liquid goes down when you get the air out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely always want to poke this, guys. And so get you one of these little tools. They'll be in any of your stores that carry canned supplies. They should have one of these little tools there. There's like a little kit you can get that has this and the funnel and some other things. So we'll try to put a link for that down below. Okay, now I'm going to take my finger and just kind of push them again back down below that rim level if I can. And then we're going to top off that. You notice that they kind of went down just a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna get some more of this brine here and get every one of them back up to that level 1/2 inch of headspace. Okay, once again, don't forget to take your wet paper towel and clean the rim of each jar. Notice how we're getting stuff off of there. That's why it's very important to do this so that you will have a good seal. Okay, fold it one more time. Go one more lap. Alrighty. Okay, now we're ready to use the other end of the awesome tool. We're going to put our lids on. And we got 2 of them right there. Hopefully those ain't starting to go. I'm going to rinse these one more time. Okay. There we go. There's one there and one there. Now we'll take a ring, and like I said before, just kind of finger tight. Don't go crazy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take our mustard pickles here and drop them on down into our water bath. And then we will let them go for 30 minutes as well. Make sure, hopefully our water level will be just as before, okay? Actually, we're still above a little bit, but we have lost a little bit, guys. I'm actually going to add just a little bit more of the, I'm going to crank my heat on back up too, because I know our temperature is going to go down. Let's see where our temp's at right now. Well, we're actually still at 185, 186. That's actually about perfect. Okay. Well, we're going to adjust our temperature and go ahead and start our timer, folks. All right, batch number 2 coming out of the hot water, folks. These are the mustard pickles. See what they look like. They definitely look cloudy and yellowy, don't they? Kind of an odd looking pickle there. Not really super appetizing looking, but I'm sure they will be good. We just had to try it just to see what it was like. And we'll, I don't know if we'll do the taste test in this video or not. Tomorrow we may extend it and do it. And we'll let you know what we think about them anyway. But there you go, guys. That's batch number 2. That is Loretta Lynn's mustard pickles. Okay, folks, here we are with our 3rd and final pickle recipe of the day. Okay, this actually is one that my mother used to make me when I was a little boy. She said that I loved them, that I just ate them, just wouldn't stop eating them, okay, because they're like a really sweet pickle. She said that she made them and my grandmother made them as well, okay. So we're gonna show you what goes into this recipe, and we're gonna actually kind of modify this recipe a little bit. The original recipe actually had several like a day's worth of soaking the cucumbers and everything in the refrigerator, but we're going to kind of fast track that a little bit. We're going with the main ingredients, and we're doing it the same way we've done these other 2 batches, where we actually had them in the refrigerator for 3 hours with the salt on them, pulling the moisture out of the cucumbers, okay? So let's get started. We've got our pot again here. And we have, what is this, 2
cups of white vinegar.
2 cups of white vinegar. We're going to go ahead and pour it on into the, and we just heard one of our other batches popping off over here, okay? The little poppers popping off. And we have 1 cup of what, water?
Yes.
Water here. And then we have, what is it, 4 cups of sugar?
Yes.
And tablespoon of allspice?
Yes.
Okay, guys, and that's what goes into this mixture here, okay? Into this brine. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our stove again. Cut our temperature back up to about 6. And we are going to stir and keep an eye on this and bring this to a boil as well. Okay, folks, one more reminder. We're going to use the pickle crisp here on this recipe as well. And this is actually a modification from the original recipe. Once again, 1/8 of a teaspoon going into each jar. And then we're going to go ahead and pack it full of cucumbers, just like we did before. Okay, folks, our third brine is coming to a boil. We're going to stir this up a little bit and bring it off of the burner and start filling these jars. Stay tuned. Okay, folks, our third batch here. This is Mama's Special Pickles. I think that's what I'm going to name them. My Mama's Excellent Special Pickles, okay? I will tell you this brine right here smells better than the other 2. This vinegar don't smell quite as strong as that apple cider vinegar.
Well, allspice smells good.
Yeah,
and all that sugar.
Oh, yeah, it does. Boy, that sugar smells really good. Tell you what. So here we go. These are the best smelling by far. Look how dark they are.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the pickles will be that dark after we run them through the water bath. All right, let me finish filling these guys and then we'll poke the air out of them. Here we are once again, the final time, poking the air out of the pickles. Let's just do this one more time and then we'll top them off. All right, folks, taking the wet paper towel once again, wiping off the rims of these jars. Make sure there's no particles. Make sure there's none of that allspice stuck to the top of it. Tina has just tasted the brine on this. It says that it is totally awesome.
Yes, it is. Very
So
good.
we are going to...
Sweet with a little tang to it.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's see what we got here now. Let's go ahead. I'm going to rinse these again. Those stuck together.
I'm looking forward to trying all of these.
Yeah, me too. Definitely tomorrow after they cool off good. I might put at least 1 jar in the refrigerator. I like any pickle cold.
Me too.
So I think we'll at least put 1 in the refrigerator if we can get them to cool off enough tonight. Alrighty, so we got our lids on. And once again, put the lids down just finger tight. Don't go crazy. And we'll throw these in the water bath. Okay, now for the water bath. Go ahead and drop them in slowly. And then we will let these marinate in here for 30 minutes. Okay, folks, hey, the timer just went off on the third batch, so let's go ahead and pull them on out of here. See what these look like. Oh, wow, look at that brine in that. Looks kind of dark, don't it? That is cool. Wasn't as many cucumbers in these last little batch here. We didn't have these packed quite as solid. As you notice, they're kind of floated up a little bit on us because they weren't packed quite as solid, but they'll still be good anyway. But these suckers here are surely sweet. We tasted that brine. You could I just had me a little spoonful of a small spoonful of it, but it's like sweet and tangy all at the same time. So it's got to be good. So let me get on in the camera here, folks. And so there you go. You can see that's our 3 types of pickles that we done today. Over here we have the bread and butter. Right here we have Loretta Lynn's mustard pickles. And right here we have my mother's recipe for some really, really sweet pickles. All right, guys. I think this might end this video. We may just go ahead and wrap it up right here. Or we may do a taste test, maybe with my parents involved, maybe tomorrow or something. I'm not sure yet. So if this video keeps running, you'll know that we ended up doing that. Otherwise, if it doesn't, goodbye. Have a great day. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you can try some of these fun pickling recipes at home, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey folks, guess what? If you're still watching this video, we are going to do a taste test. It is 24 hours later approximately. Just got home from work a little bit ago, and we're going to do an official taste test here. I have to admit, I did crack the jars open this morning, the ones I put in the refrigerator, and I had one little pickle out of each one. But see, I was in a hurry trying to get ready to go to work. I didn't have time to really savor the pickle and examine it and really figure out whether or not I liked it or not. So now I'm all relaxed. Okay, come home, took me a shower, got me a glass of water here. I can drink in between pickles, and everything's gonna be good. Mint Hill Tina's here. She's already done a taste test of her own, and we'll get some comments from her. So I'm gonna ask her which one you want me to try first.
Well, let's do them in the order that we made them.
Okay.
Bread and butter first.
Bread and butter. This is the bread and butter pickle. Notice here we got 3 pickles here. We got a little bit of that onion, a little bit of that red bell pepper. So we're just gonna go ahead and taste a little bit of this together here, so I get a piece of that onion.
You can hear how crunchy it is.
Yeah, hear that crunch? Very crunchy. Very good. I'm gonna taste a piece of this red bell pepper. That's very good as well.
I agree.
They have a sweetness to them. They have a tanginess to them as well. Just an overall good pickle. Very good. I was watching a video the other day. I think it was a video, or I read an article or something online talking about bread and butter pickles and where that name come from. Like, where did they originate from? And the story that I read, and I'm not 100% sure this is true because it's off the internet, said this come from the Depression era, okay? Back when people didn't have a whole lot, and you know, they ate out of their gardens, and they might have had cucumber sandwiches in the summertime, and they done some pickling and everything for the wintertime, and they would put these on bread and have butter, bread, butter, and these pickles, and that's the way, hence the name bread and butter pickles come from. So that was a story that I heard. I thought that was quite interesting. These turned out very good. These are as good as any bread and butter pickle that I've ever eaten.
I like them better.
What'd you think of these?
I like them better than the store-bought ones.
You like them better than the store-bought?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to cleanse my palate.
Very good. Bread and butter.
And next we will be trying the Loretta Lynn recipe of the mustard pickles, which to me just seemed like a very simple recipe. And like I said before, I can almost picture this just being something that some country folks, maybe you didn't have a whole lot of, maybe kind of a poor family, you didn't have a whole lot of things around, and you threw together some stuff, you didn't have a whole lot of spices, and it's just simply mustard and sugar and some salt. And I just thought, what's that?
And vinegar.
And vinegar. Of course, I just thought this the simplicity of the recipe. It's definitely a different taste than any pickle I've ever ate. Typically the pickles I've ate is either some kind of sweet pickle or a dill pickle or something. It's definitely got a sweetness to it, but it does have a tartness to it. You know, kind of you can't really tell that it's mustard, I don't think, but it's just got a tartness to it that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's good. I can picture this, putting this on ham sandwich or something like that, because it's kind of similar maybe to a dill, sort of, but just a little sweeter.
See, and I don't taste any sweet.
You don't taste any sweet?
No, it's very.
It's not a whole lot, really. You're right. It's more like, it's kind of in the family of more like a dill then.
Right, but it definitely has a little bit of a hint of mustard to it. Yeah, I think it would be great on top of a good juicy grilled burger.
Yeah.
They're not the most attractive.
Yeah, not the most attractive when you're looking at them through the jar.
Very mucky looking, but yeah, tasty.
Yeah.
I love the fact they're still crunchy. We did good with the crunch.
Yep, the crunch, and that's pretty good.
Excuse me, I apologize for that.
Yeah, I think on a hamburger or on a ham and cheese sandwich or anything like that, that would be a great pickle to throw on there. Try to wash that taste out of my mouth because I know what I'm getting ready to get into here. I know what this is. The next one is my mama's pickles, her recipe. And my grandmother actually made that recipe too. So this is there. I'm gonna go ahead and take these two little ones all in one tasting here. What do you think of these?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and they're definitely a sweet pickle.
Yep.
But they have a tang to them as well. That allspice is just awesome.
Yep. All right. Hear that crunch? Can you hear that, folks?
I definitely know why you ate so many of them as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Mama said I ate like all of them when I was a little boy. Very good. Folks, if you like sweet pickles, this here is going to be right down your alley.
These do look a little dark color liquid from the allspice.
Yep. Yeah, the liquid in it is a little dark. But
I would encourage you, to kind of swish it around some before you open it and eat it.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it kind of settles to the bottom.
Well, I don't think it would really matter, though. I mean, once it's in the pickle, I mean, it's in the pickle. But, yeah, you could. But, friends, they are delicious. I tell you what, they ain't going to stay around too long. You open this jar of pickles here, you ain't going to they ain't going to be around too long. I took a jar of each one of these down to my parents today, and they've already just about devoured this jar here, and they were already opening up the mustard pickles, okay? I think they still have these, they haven't opened these yet. But anyway, friends, and what was your opinion of the sweet pickles again? Did I ask already?
For me, I loved them.
You loved them?
Yeah, they're very good.
They're very good. Folks,
and I'm not a big sweet pickle fan, but I really do like those.
This is like the first time that we've really made pickles. We made some dill pickles last week just by getting the Mrs. Wages packet that's already got all the stuff in it. And you dump it into water and vinegar and make your brine that way. And we made 4 quarts of dill pickles last week. And that was our first pickle adventure. And then this here was our second pickle adventure. And we just wanted to make some different types just to see what they taste like. And we'll continue doing them. You know, I don't know how many more cucumbers we're going to get out of the garden this year. We got some more today, so we might do some more maybe this weekend. And that might be about it. But friends, you know, grow you some cucumbers. If you have too many of them, maybe here's a few recipes that you can learn from. And there's plenty of other people here on YouTube putting out some good quality videos on canning and stuff, all right? There's a lot of good material out there, a lot of stuff online, so Get you some spices and some vinegar and some jars and a pot to boil them in, and have fun, folks. Thanks again for watching the video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Take care.